You mentioned a few moments ago that you started taking some classes here in San Francisco, and you met a teacher that has been very important to you. Who has that been? Who is that, and how has that relationship worked out?
There are two. One of them is Judy Hubble, who teaches at City College. And I first uh, took music from her.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember I was a late registrant for her class. So
Mm-hmm.
at first she wasn't going to allow me to be in her class. And then she said, well, can you sing? And I was like, yes. So I sat through the whole class. And then finally she said, well, come up and let me see. And then if you know Judy's like, yeah. It's like, so I went down and I sang. Don't ask me what I sang, but I
Mm-hmm.
did. And she
Mm-hmm.
was like, you're in the class. So that felt good to me. And then the next year, I took Dr. Helen Dilworth.
Mm-hmm.
And both she and Judy, and I don't hesitate to tell anyone this, I really didn't like them when I first took their classes.
Mm-hmm.
What I learned from them and what I learned about myself is that if it's something that you really want, it's not about liking that person. It's about getting the information that they have to give. And they had a lot to offer me. And now I have a wonderful relationship with both of these instructors.
Mm-hmm.
I feel a connection with them.
What does Judy Hubble give you that's maybe a little bit different than what um, the other professor gives you, or can you think in those terms?
I don't think in those terms. I just absorb it in
Mm-hmm.
because they both have something to offer me.
Mm-hmm.
One of the things that they weren't into jazz.
Mm-hmm.
And so for me, it was like I would sing a song and they would say, that is not a jazz song, and I was like having a bit of an attitude for a moment.
Mm-hmm.
But then I realized that they had, and that's the way I connect with the music now. It's like I take a piece and it's not about whether it's a jazz song or not. It's like get this song, get the essence of the song, and then I can interpret it to how I want.
Mm-hmm. You started mentioning something that I'd like to talk a little bit more about, and that is your creative process in terms of how you go about making a song yours.
For me, um, I listen to it, and I'm working on reading now. So I one of those bad faux pas that musicians always say singers have, that they don't read. So I'm working on that. But for me, I would research the song. I would try to. It's like, okay, this particular song. Who are some of the people who have sung that song, and I listen to it. Not necessarily the ones of today, but also the ones of yesterday, so I can try to get it in a more pure form.
Mm-hmm.
And then for me, in learning a song, I just break it down and I try to go as slow as I can. So I first I hear the melody of the song, and then I just take the words and just break it down in go through the paragraphs of that song
Mm-hmm.
and just really phonetically sound it out
Mm-hmm.
and listen to it.
Mm-hmm.
Once I have mastered the song, then I can then interpret it the way that I want to.
Mm-hmm.
And so then I try to allow it to just embrace me
Mm-hmm.
and become a part of me.
Mm-hmm. Are we thinking about an emotional connection, or is there a spiritual connection, or musical connection? What is this connection?
I would think that it's all of those. It's a blend. For me, in taking that song and making it mine, it's like, okay, how do I feel here?
Mm-hmm.
What am I hearing?
Mm-hmm.
When I want to go to a certain place, what kind of things do I have to kind of maybe like move this way or that way? What is it bringing, um, invoking?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if that
Evoking from you.
right,
Mm-hmm.
and so, um, so I just allow
All of that stuff to
it
stew.
just, yeah.
And do you find the story of the song important in terms of interpreting what the story means?
The story, yes. You know, because then I also, well, what is this song about? And that's one of the things that I learned from both Judy and Dr. Dilworth is looking at the song and realize, okay, what is this? What is the message coming from this song, and not just saying something. You know, I want to have when I perform, I actually want to have a conversation with the audience. I want to go on a journey, and I want that person to maybe go on that journey with me. You know, if it's a love song and I see two people there, I'm hoping that there's something that helps them to make a connection. So actually, whenever I sing, I always feel like I'm sharing a piece of me, a part of me with the audience. And so I always want people to be able to walk away and feel and feel a connection, feel like, oh wow, you know, she's telling a story. I'm a storyteller.
What kind of feedback do you get from your audience members?
A lot of times people say, you know what, I really felt that. I really felt a connection. I felt like you were singing to me. And then sometimes somebody will say, especially people who have heard me over some time, they'll say, you know, that was good, but I know you could do better. And so,
Now you talked a little bit about Dr. Dilworth and Judy, but you also mentioned to me once that Jim Larkin, that he had worked with you in some ways. How did he work with you?
Mr. Larkin is also another real taskmaster. You know, it's like crack the whip. You know, just a lot of presentation, a lot of working on my scales. And, he's been in the business for a long time as a performer, but also a producer and things. So he really has his style is a lot different than Judy Hubble and Dr. Dilworth, because I see them more classical, where Jim Larkin, I see him as jazz and as blues. But he's also he's also one of those who's, you know, he's also very keen on presentation, on diction. You know, this is how you need to say it. And this is how you need to come across.
Wonderful. Could you sing a few bars of something?
Yes, I can.
Please, let us hear it.
Every time we say goodbye, I die a little. Every time we say goodbye, I cry a little. Why the gods above me, who must be in the know, think so little of me, they'd allow you to go. So that's
Wow, that is quite wonderful. Thank you so very, very much.
Thank you.
And our time has gone by so fast, but it's been a treat having you here, Raja. And I look forward to seeing you perform.
Yes.
And I look forward to having you perform an Afro solo at some point.
I would love to do that.
So we'll see if we can make that happen.
Okay.
Thank you very much for watching Afrosolo TV. This is Thomas with Afrosolo. It's been very, very nice having you here and also sharing the time here with Raja. I would also like to pay tribute to one of my friends who I did interview here, Ave Montague, who passed away a few weeks ago. She was quite marvelous and will be missed. Thank you. See you next time.